Friends, we've got to talk about this break in immigration news here. The Biden administration considers protection for undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens. I've been discussing this with you on YouTube and McBean Immigration TV. Politico last week talked about the fact that the Biden administration has not given up on the idea of helping spouses of U.S. citizens, folks who have been in the country for a very long time, or, folks who have been here in the United States who are undocumented. The big proposal that is being discussed is putting parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens. And what that parole in place would do for them is that it would allow them to have a work permit, but most importantly, it would allow folks to have a pathway to a green card and then ultimately U.S. citizenship. Here's how it would work. An individual, for example, who came into this country illegally or without inspection, currently, they're ineligible to adjust their status through a U.S. citizen spouse. They would need a waiver and then they'd have to go back home to finish the process. But if they get this parole in place, friends, it would allow them to have the required step needed to adjust their status. And the New York Times article has picked up on the fact that the Biden administration is considering this proposal. It says here that they're considering this proposal to protect undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation and allow them to work in the country legally, according to 4 officials with knowledge of the discussions. The officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the matter said that no final decision had been made and that the shape of the policy was unclear. Any such program could also provide some spouses an easier route to obtain U.S. citizenship. The proposal comes as the Biden administration has moved to address some other political liabilities in his immigration policies in recent days. The article goes on to say that the program said to be under consideration is known as Parole in Place, which has been used in the past for other populations like families of military members. It gives undocumented immigrants in the United States protection from deportation for a certain period of time and access to a work permit. Crucially, it also makes it easier for some undocumented immigrants to gain new access to a green card and a path to U.S. citizenship. Generally, unlawful entry into the country blocks their access to U.S. citizenship in cases in which they would have otherwise been eligible, like being married to a U.S. citizen. Parole in place, however, helps some immigrants obtain lawful immigration status and become eligible to begin the process of becoming citizens. It's unclear how many people such a program could affect, but like we've been talking about on McBean Immigration TV, they're looking at potentially, 1 to 3 million people. This would help. So anyway, guys, let's continue. I'm continuing to track this development and see whether Biden will follow through with this parole in place that could help spouses of U.S. citizens. Follow for more free tips and more news from us.